There is a moment in every leader's life when they are tested by opposition, tension, or misunderstanding. This is not a test of intellect or even experience. It is a test of essence. How will you respond when someone wrongs you, slanders you, disrespects you, or simply refuses to meet you with the same care you offer them? Will you retaliate, even subtly? Will you distance yourself and secretly withhold presence, or will you meet their enmity with something more powerful? Chapter 63 of the Tao Te Ching. Do non-doing, strive for non-striving, savor the flavorless, regard the small as important, make much of little, repay enmity with virtue, plan for difficulty when it is still easy, do the great while it is still small. The most difficult things in the world must be done while they are easy. The greatest things in the world must be done while they are small. Because of this, sages never do great things. That is why they can fulfill their greatness. If you agree too easily, you'll be little trusted. If you take it easy a lot, you'll have a lot of problems. Therefore, it is through difficulty that sages end up without problems. In chapter 63 of the Tao Te Ching, we are given a radical challenge. Repay enmity with virtue. At first it sounds counterintuitive, maybe even weak. But in truth, this is one of the highest and most courageous acts of leadership a human can embody, because it demands something that cannot be faked, self-mastery. Let me take you back to a story. Years ago, there was a Tai Chi master known in his small village for his quiet nature and seemingly unimpressive presence. One day, a younger martial artist from a nearby town came to challenge him publicly. This challenger was aggressive, confident, and loud. He insulted the master, mocked his soft appearance, and demanded a sparring match in front of the entire village. The master looked at him, bowed gently, and said, "I understand your need to prove something, but I have nothing I need to prove." The challenger, frustrated, continued to provoke him. Finally, the master agreed to a demonstration. They faced each other in silence. The younger man charged in, fists flying. The master didn't strike. He didn't even tense. He redirected softly, subtly, with absolute presence. And within seconds, the younger man was on the ground. Not harmed, but humbled. As the crowd applauded, the master simply helped him up and said, "You have great strength, but your power is scattered. Cultivate your center, and you will discover a force much greater than force itself." This story has been told in different forms across many traditions because it holds a universal lesson. Meeting aggression with aggression continues a cycle. Meeting enmity with virtue breaks it. Why is this so important for those who want to lead others toward realization and transformation? Because transformation rarely happens in comfort. It happens in the tension. It happens when we break a habitual response and reveal something higher. As leaders, coaches, mentors, or guides, we are being watched, not for our words, but for our reactions. In the moments when people expect us to push, can we soften? When they expect us to correct, can we reflect instead? When they project fear or insecurity onto us, can we remain unshaken? This is not about passivity. It is about energetic aikido, using the momentum of negativity, not to strike back, but to guide the interaction into new territory. Taoist leadership is not about being the loudest voice in the room. It is about being the calmest center. And from that still center, the field begins to shift. There is a Taoist teaching embedded in many traditions, and it goes like this. Thoughts become words, words become actions, actions become habits, habits become character, and character becomes destiny. Now imagine how this applies to moments of tension. A single reactive thought, if not watched, can quickly become a reactive word, a sharp tone, a defensive posture, a dismissive comment. Multiply this over weeks, months, or years, and now we've trained our nervous system to lead from reaction. But what if we disrupt this chain? What if in the very first moment of tension we hold the thought without letting it become a word? What if instead of speaking, we breathe? Instead of defending, we notice. Instead of controlling, we yield inwardly. Then the chain changes. Now the thought becomes awareness. The awareness becomes stillness. The stillness becomes grace. The grace becomes a habit. And that habit becomes the kind of character that brings transformation just by being present. This is the yielding warrior way, not a way of hiding, but of holding, not a way of escaping conflict, but of alchemizing it. So what does this look like in practical terms? It means when a student challenges you, you don't meet their energy, you ground yours. It means when a loved one is overwhelmed, you don't add your overwhelm to the fire, you offer breath and listening. It means when life throws something unfair or unexpected your way, you don't collapse into the story of victimhood. You pause, you reset, and then you respond from the higher place you've practiced returning to again and again. Meditative arts give us this return point. They train the nervous system to remember calm even when the world forgets it. They allow us to build character not through moral pressure, but through embodied repetition. They make virtue tangible, breath by breath, step by step, moment by moment. The virtue response practice. This week, choose one interaction where you feel tension rising. Instead of reacting, do the following. 1. Breathe. One full deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. 2. Notice. What is the habitual response that wants to come out? 3. Choose. Replace it with a response rooted in clarity, calm, or curiosity. Example, someone criticizes you. Usual pattern, defend or justify. New pattern, breathe, pause, then say, "Thank you for that perspective. Let me reflect on it." This breaks the cycle. It rewires your nervous system, and it models to those around you what leadership looks like when it comes from stillness, not ego. So today, I invite you to be a disruptor of reaction, a master of redirection, a guide who leads not through dominance, but through depth. Repay enmity with virtue, and watch how transformation begins quietly, subtly, like spring beneath the snow, not forced, but inevitable. If this teaching resonated with you and you want to go deeper into this embodied way of leading and living, check out our 2-week trial inside the Yielding Warrior membership. You'll learn how to build your own practice for physical control, emotional balance, and mental clarity. And most importantly, you'll become the kind of leader who transforms others simply by how you live. Virtue in action is not loud, but it is unforgettable, and it begins now. See you inside.